Hello. So here is our fleet of packrafts. Here is 7 packrafts if I can calculate right. But it's for 8 persons because the one is Oryx down there and it's for 2 persons. So this is Katja's packraft.
Yes, it's my Wolverine. Yeah, this is my Wolverine. It's my third packraft. Before this I had Narwhal, but actually this one is with the whitewater deck. But I would want to have a self-Baler Wolverine for the next season. I will get one. But anyway, this is my boat.
Right. So you have something special with that boat. The seat.
Yeah, the seat is it's a self-Baler seat because I'm a small person and a little bit higher seat is good for me.
And why do you have a Wolverine?
Well, because it's good for whitewater and it's also good for long expeditions, which we have a lot. Okay. It's a great boat.
Yeah, this is my boat. It's a Wolverine also, but it's a self-Baler, what means that I don't have any decking on here, and it has holes here in the bottom. Here, there the water flows out and it goes inside the packraft. So I chose Wolverine because it's a little bit more playful than the Narwhal, and I like that how it curves to the edges and stuff like that. And I have a self-Baler because it's much easier to get in and out. I don't have to play with the skirt. I hate it. So it's really good for when you're guiding. I can jump fast out and in. Self-rescue is much easier and faster. So I don't know why I would use spray skirt, because there's actually no point for it. I love the self-Balers. Only point for the skirt is actually that this gets a little bit water inside. So if I have just a regular pants on me, then I will get my pants wet. But I use always dry suit or neoprene shorts, so it's perfect for my use. Also with cold water, there's no issues with the self-Baler. It's not so cold that some people think. If you have a good dry suit and a good mid layer under it, it's no problem to be paddling like -5 degrees Celsius. So those are mostly for our personal use, those rafts. We use them ourselves, but we have also these ones for the customers. We are making some guiding and also renting these rafts. So I can tell you a little bit the difference with the different models and the different decking, because a lot of times people are a little bit confused about the differences of the different packrafts. So, for example, here I have it's a Wolverine on the top and the Expedition under it, and you can see that they are roughly with the same dimensions, and they are same size. They are both size large. So actually the Expedition underneath here, it's about 5 centimeters longer than the Wolverine, and that's the main difference with the hull. The hull is basically the same. And you know the decking, we have the whitewater deck, and it has this kind of hole here and this black decking in here, and then you need this spray skirt, and I don't like any skirt, so I will not put it on me, but I can dress it like a skirt, and then it just comes around the packraft in here, and it's like being between there, that no water goes inside the raft, so it makes cockpit here dry. So of course when you're in the white water, some water goes inside, and if you capsize it's wet, but usually you're pretty dry in the cockpit. And The difference with the Wolverine and the expedition people often ask that what the difference is, because the hull is basically the same. Expedition is just a little bit longer if you have two same size of packrafts. The main difference is that the expedition is a little bit lighter because there is not the whitewater rigging. And if you're going even a little bit to the whitewater, I usually say that you want to buy the Wolverine if you're comparing just two of these models. Because with the Wolverine you have all the whitewater rigging. You have the 2/3 size of seat. Of course I haven't been blowing this one, but I can show it from the narwhal later. So the seat is a little bit longer. It has a little bit like a sock here, where you put the seat inside. This stiffens the boat a little bit, and then you have the footrest in the front, and you can have your knees a little bit more high angle, and it's better in the whitewater. And then you have also these tie straps. So that's the biggest difference. But with this expedition you have already here these places for the tie straps, so you can buy those separately. You have the same backrest here, and then there is a place for the footrest, but the bench is different. This bench is just like covering half of the cockpit here, so that will be a little bit different. But you can rig this expedition for the whitewater. So if you're, for example, doing a lot of flat water, you can buy the expedition, and when you're doing some whitewater, maybe some different trips, then you can put the whitewater rigging there, but you will have a different bench here, and it's a little bit longer. So with the difference with the narwhal, so these are basically the whitewater rafts or Alpacka Raft. The narwhal, the difference is that this tube diameter is wider than Expedition and Wolverine. The model is a little bit looking the same, but this boat is much more like stable, and it's easier to paddle whitewater without capsizing. But the smaller tube makes it a little bit more playful. But for example, if you just want to make expeditions and you don't want to capsize, maybe the Wolverine could be more stable boat and nicer for you. And here you can see the 2/3 length of the seat. So basically between the footrest and the bench there's like just a small space without anything. And this is with the whitewater deck also. Then this is Wolverine also. Now you can see the tubes, they are massive, and that makes it so stable. The seat is not now inside here, but I can show you with my boat how it's with the self-bailer. So there's no deck in here, really easy to jump in and out. This is also a little bit special boat because it's a 420 denier fabric, and it's a little bit heavier, about 300-400 grams, but it makes the raft much stiffer. So sometimes when you're going really big rapids, it can bend the packraft a little bit. With this one I can't really bend it anywhere, but if I take this normal, which is 210 denier, it's a little bit, you can see I can bend a little bit, and also like this. It's a difference. So if you want to save some weight, you're making long expeditions, maybe you want to have the 10-year fabric. But if you're doing a lot of whitewater near your car and you're not carrying it too much, then maybe the 320 10-year fabric is better. Then we have also this big boy in here. So this is a 2-person packraft, and it's a little bit different than the normal packraft. So we call this the Packraft Canoe, and it's because it has the higher seats here. You're sitting really high, because in a normal packraft you're sitting down there. So it makes it feel like a canoe, and you can use the canoe paddle, which is like one blade, and it's really nice to go with that with 2-person. And if you're going single, you can use the kayak paddle. I maybe prefer 240 centimeter long paddle with single, and you can use, for example, the aquabound thread apart paddle. That is a kayak paddle, and you can thread it apart and make it 2 kayak paddles. That is really handy, because then you have paddles for 2 persons, and also if you want to change that you have only one paddler, then you can put it together as a kayak paddle. I love it. It's really nice packraft when you're doing not so big whitewater, because there is no sprayer skirt here and the water goes inside, and it's not a self-bailer either, so it's like a bathtub in a bigger waves, and you have so much water inside, and after that it's a little bit slow to maneuver. But really nice in let's say like a class 2 rapids. I love it. It's so nice to go there. So that's basically the difference with the whitewater packrafts. Of course the Oryx, it's not like a whitewater. If you want to have a whitewater tandem packraft, you want to buy the Forager, which is more stable than the Oryx, and it's a self-bailer, what is the biggest difference. So the water goes out from the inside. Yeah. I hope this did open you a little bit with the differences with the packrafts. And if you have something to ask, please ask me, because I'm working in the Packraft Europe, and we are the Europe's official alpaca dealer. So I have a lot of knowledge about these rafts, and I have used basically all of the packrafts. So I know some stuff about these. Yeah, thank you for watching.